Hey, what's up? It's J-Hood. We are brought to you by Neighborhood Housing Services of Chicago, nhschicago.org. Get out of that stuffy loft, that apartment. Oh, it's time for you to plant roots by going to nhschicago.org. Neighborhood Housing Services of Chicago. I'm just stopping by to tell you about what I saw at training camp the other day. It was so great to be back at Halas Hall. And so I'm watching practice, and there's a number of things I just want to point out. Number one, I want to talk to you about the offensive line for the Bears, because you know that's something that you and I talked about a lot this past season about the protection for Caleb Williams. Williams held the ball too long at times, but also the offensive line didn't hold up very well, and he got sacked a ton, as you well know, last year. But I think there's concern or question marks about left tackle and right tackle. When it comes to right tackle, Darnell Wright, I think that, as his coaches will say, in practice or in scrimmages, he looks really good. And then he reverts back to what he was last year, which was some bad habits. Coach Roshar is the offensive line coach for the Chicago Bears. And I'll just tell you, he will tell you straight up what's going on with this team. It's not hidden. It's not clandestine. He's telling you straight up what's going on with this football team. And he says about Darnell Wright that Friday, he looked good in the scrimmage against the Dolphins, and then Sunday, he just kind of took a couple of steps backwards. That doesn't mean that is exactly what Darnell Wright's going to be when it comes to the regular season, but at this point in time, they look for something better and trying to stack really good practices and really good habits. Also talking about left tackle with Braxton Jones, I saw him out there, and I watched Braxton Jones, and I thought, okay, he did some great things here or there, but it wasn't so dynamic that for sure he's locked in at left tackle and the apple of the eye of the coaching staff. Because even with Braxton Jones, they say, Braxton's okay, but he's got some things he's got to work on. So this is why we saw a number of players in his position, including Amagaje on the third string, and also Benedict, a guy that got a lot of time at left tackle yesterday. So it doesn't mean that some of these other guys are going to supplant Braxton Jones, but I just know the coaching staff is being honest, and they're saying that they want to see more from the left tackle and right tackle positions for this offensive line. It's important for the Bears to figure this out between now and the first game of the season. It's because, they're going to take on the Minnesota Vikings, and if you know anything about the Vikings, their defense will blitz the hell out of you. They are going to try to rattle the offensive line and get to Caleb Williams, because Brian Flores has a very aggressive defensive play calling mindset. So the ball's got to get out. The offensive line's got to protect. That way you can get run after the catch and get some passes down the field because of how aggressive the Vikings defense is. As far as running backs are concerned, I got my first taste of Eric Bieniemy as a running backs coach. Let me just tell you, there's a number of coaches I can say this about, but I was right in front of Eric Bieniemy coaching the running backs. This is not one of those things where he's just going after rookies or second-year players. He's going after DeAndre Swift and everyone else in that room, talking about accountability, getting after it, making sure they go through the cone drills and making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Accountability is big with this coaching staff. All of them talk about it. They always say, don't skip steps. I heard Bieniemy yelling at the running backs in a good way, encouraging them, saying, don't skip steps. Make sure that you go through everything you're supposed to in this practice. I was very encouraged by that. I really was, because that's going well. Now, what's not going well is whether it's the first team, second team, or third team. This whole thing with the false starts, I saw at least 6 false starts in practice yesterday, pre-snap penalties. And again, it's about rhythm and timing with Caleb Williams or Tyson Bagent or Case Keenum, whoever's back there. The offensive line and the quarterback have to be on the same page. And so that's something I thought was a little bit troubling. But just understand, there's only about 3, maybe 4 padded practices left. And so ultimately, it's up to the coaching staff and the players to be on the same page. We had Ben Johnson on the Kap J-Hood Morning Show. If you missed it, go to the ESPN Chicago app or go to the podcast. Look for Kap J-Hood. It was our second hour. Ben talked about how it's not a finished product once you go into the Minnesota game. It's going to take some time for everyone to be on the same page as far as understanding the terminology and execution. So give me your comments below, your thoughts about the Bears in the upcoming season. They play Buffalo on Sunday for the second preseason game. We'll see the starters there. We'll have an idea of where this Bears team is. But again, the stuff I'm telling you about the coaching staff being honest about the team, about some of the players having a trouble understanding the terminology or executing what the coaches want, I'm not saying that that's what it's going to be in September. I'm saying that's what it is today as we talk. But it just shows you that this Bears team, it's brand new, it's fresh with this coaching staff, and the players have to be able to acquiesce. They've got to be able to get it sooner than later.